Hey guys, this is North back again with another video. Today's video I'm coming to you with an updated list of the 2024 fragrance releases that I purchased this year. So there are a few that I've gotten rid of and so far, and some that I picked up. So just wanted to do an updated list on that. So let's go ahead and get it going. Before I get into the list, I just wanted to mention the 2024 releases that I purchased, but then I turn around and sold them. The first of which is the Chanel Allure Homme Sport Super Leggera. I was so excited to get that one in, but it really didn't work for me. I'm more into the Les Exclusive line and not so much into the at least the Allure ones. I also am not a big fan of Egoist as well, so I tried to get rid of that one as soon as possible before it was like widely released, and I was able to. So that was one that I purchased and got rid of. The next one I pretty much just got in just to sell. I think it's a great fragrance, but I don't really get into genders as much in fragrances because I own a lot of feminine targeted fragrances and a lot of floral fragrances, for example. But Guidance 46 was one that I got in. I thought it was a great fragrance, but for me, I felt like it would smell better on a woman, so I got a number of those in, and I was able to sell them because that one's kind of hard to get a hold of, at least discounted. The next one is another homage, and that's the most recent one, and that one was Outlands. Now, I did like Outlands, but I don't think that it would necessarily fit well into my fragrance wardrobe, so I went on ahead and got rid of it. I may visit it again later on and see how it goes. Next is Acne Studios, which is that laundry aldehydic fragrance from Frederick Mall. And that one was nice as well, but for me, it just didn't fit my personality as well, and had an opportunity to get rid of it, so I did. And the last one is another Chanel, and that one was Comet. Now, Comet was nice, but I'm looking at my collection and where things fit in, and that was just one in the exclusive line that I felt like really didn't fit my particular aesthetic. I thought that it was still a beautiful scent, and I was able to pick up a tester, so I went on ahead and got it, but I did go ahead and get rid of it. So those are the fragrances that were 2024 releases that I no longer have in my collection. Let's go ahead and get into the ones that are now currently in my collection. The first fragrance I want to mention is from the house of Dior, and this one I believe I got right before it actually hit the stores, so I got a super deal on it. And this one is the Oud Ispahan Esprit de Parfum that was released this year. I wore this one yesterday on Friday, so I still think it's great. It's a great rose oud fragrance. I do like the combination of it. I think that it was, I don't necessarily remember, I never owned either the old formulation or the new formulation. I did own Oud Palau from Diptyque, and I did like that one, but I got rid of it some time ago, so this is a good replacement. It does last a very long time. And Oud Ispahan, like even on my sweatshirt today, whereas I don't spray on clothes, but some of it got onto my sweatshirt, and I still smell it this morning. So Oud Ispahan Esprit de Parfum. This one has cumin, clove, rose, oud, spicy notes. Now it does have that rose oud combo. It's slightly animalic. It's not too crazy, and it for me it doesn't have like this BO cumin type of smell that people talk about. You may get it, but for me, I think it's just a great rose oud combination. I think that it's very smooth and not too challenging, so I do like that one. So I plan on keeping this one in the collection. Moving on. The next fragrance, I'll stick with the house of Dior. The first one was the Oud Ispahan, the Esprit de Parfum, which was done by Francis Kurkdjian. This one, because he's the new creative director for the fragrance sector of Dior, I also picked up New Look. This was, I believe, the first fragrance of the 2024 releases that I actually picked up. And I smelled it, I've told the story before, I smelled it a number of times when I was in Dubai, and I was on the fence with it because it just, I kept being drawn to it, but it was sort of weird. And I ended up picking it up because I got it slightly discounted, so I went on ahead and picked it up. I do like it. For me, it might be one of my favorite releases of this year. It is like maybe a divisive fragrance. A lot of people don't seem to like it. I just recently heard a good description of it where I believe it was Cheap Imitation. He said that it was like take Chanel number 22 and turn the grayscale down to like a black and white, and I think that was a good description, because this one has aldehydes, frankincense, and amber in it, and it is a very cold scent. It doesn't give you a lot of colors from the smell. It is very gray in the smell, but I like that. I feel like it sort of fits my personality, so this is one I would definitely keep. But also, it's not one that I don't think has a lot of fetchers on the online market. But I do like this one, New Look. I was going to save this one for the end because it was like my most recent one. It was one that I didn't get locally. And it was one that was discontinued for a while and they brought it back. But since I just mentioned two Francis Kurkdjians, I might as well just talk about the MFK now. And I picked up Absolue Pour Le Soir, the 2024 edition. I got this one from Selfridges. Right now, Absolue Pour Le Soir is still only available at Selfridges, so I got it shipped to me here in Kuwait, and I believe the shipping was about $35. So that wasn't too bad. And for me, I never smelled the original. For me, I believe it is a unique take on an amber to me. It doesn't smell super repetitive in that space of ambers, which there are a ton of them. I'm definitely pleased with my purchase. I don't have anything to compare it to as far as the older formulation. The votes on it are down, but I had to check it out for myself. Now, this version of Absolute Pour Le Soir has cumin, honey, labdanum, rose, amber, and vanilla. I believe the other one listed incense in it. It's a slightly smoky type of amber, a tinge of animalic to it. We'll see how this one goes. But I'm pleased with my purchase on this one. I'm happy that I got it in. Go ahead and get it out the way now. Let's keep it moving. The next 2024 release that I want to mention is from the house of Louis Vuitton, and this one is Lovers. I'm not going to take it out of this. This is the LV Lovers. This one was a sandalwood and galbanum scent, and for me, out of all the 2024 releases I still own, this may be my least favorite, just because I'm not big into sandalwood fragrances. Let me go ahead and open it because I want to sniff it. And so that's probably the biggest reason, is that I'm not big into sandalwood forward fragrances, but I do want to get to know it more because I don't have many sandalwood scents. LV Lovers has notes of galbanum, bergamot, ginger, solar notes, sandalwood, and cedarwood. At the beginning, everyone was comparing it to Santal 33. I've only smelled that one in passing. And so I still have this one. I do want to get to know it more. It's hard to try to squeeze in wearings with, a decent sized collection and newer stuff coming in. So let's keep it moving. The next one up is from the house of Bvlgari, and this one is Sahare. This is the most recent release in the brand new bottles. These are the new 125 ml bottles. I don't know if you could see that. But you can buy them in 125, 100 ml, and I believe 60 ml now. They constantly raise the price on them, but I got this one as a tester, so I got a good deal on it, of course. Now, Sahare, as we know, was released this year. This one is supposed to be a Taif rose fragrance, so it has Taif rose, black pepper, lemon, bergamot, ambergris, and myrrh. And this one is like a sweet rose with resins in it. It does open up bright. I do like this one a lot, and it was one that I wanted to get. Would I have paid retail for it? Probably not. Because I believe I have enough rose fragrances. I do think this one is different enough to warrant having it in the collection had I wanted it for the retail price, because I do think it is a really good scent. This is probably one of my favorite releases of this year. Moving on. The next fragrance is from the house of Tom Ford, back to the private collection. This one is Black Lacquer. Now, I blind bought Black Lacquer, blind bought Absolute Pour Le Soir. And this one I wanted to get in just because of some of the reviews that I saw, and people were like, oh, Tom Ford, this is like a return back to sort of how it was, a little bit more artistic type smelling fragrances. Black lacquer is nice. This one has ink, vinyl, pink pepper, rum, ebony wood, frankincense, apricot, a couple other notes. This one, when I wore it, I did enjoy it. I did only have one full wearing of it, so I can't say whether or not it is one of my favorites at the moment, but it is, I believe, a solid release. It's something unique in that like inky, incensey type of realm, but we'll see. It's one I still have in my collection, so let's keep it moving. And the last fragrance that I want to mention that I picked up from the 2024 releases, this one was an extremely limited fragrance from the house of Hermes. This year, I finally got into Hermes because they're very hard to get discounted, I guess, unless you get them secondhand. So, I paid more than what the retail price was for this, and this one is Paddock. So Paddock is I believe sold out already. It was only available at a few boutiques in Paris, at the Hermes boutiques. So a guy I know here, he sells fragrances. He picked up a bottle, so I went on ahead and got it from him. But again, I did pay a premium for it, so I didn't get a deal on it. So, so there you go. So this one was released in 2024. The notes on this one are hay, carrot seeds, amber, and grass. And this one is a very, very weird scent. It sort of shape shifts. It like starts out green, then it goes sweet, and then other times you smell other facets of the fragrance. It's something that'll probably take a while for me to get to know. And as for right now, I have no plans on getting rid of it out of the collection. I just recently got into Hermes. I picked up a couple. They may end up in my year-end wrap up. So there you have it, guys. Those are all of the fragrances that I still have in my collection that were all 2024 releases. Were there any fragrances that you purchased this year and that you felt were great buys? Please let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.